Hey there, my name is Renee Prince, and I'm a clinical herbalist and a traditional healer, and I am in Asheville, North Carolina, and we have been doing our best to do relief work. I'm from Florida, so I'm just going to add that in there because we're going to talk about Florida a tiny bit. But I wanted to talk to you guys first of all about how there hasn't been recordings up the past couple days. There actually has, and Facebook took them down and said that the recordings were divisive or they were inaccurate information. And I'm here to tell you that's not the case. So it's my first experience with that I officially got taken down for misinformation and to lie. It wasn't true. Everything I said was truthful. I was standing at the place that I said it. I had recordings of what I was saying, like pictures of it being true, and that's just the case. And so I just wanted you guys to know that if you haven't seen recordings from me, that's why, that they took them down. And so I wanted to add that in because lots of people have been asking me questions about what's true and what's not. So I wanted to add that in because I've been telling you the truth and look what happened. So the first thing I want to say is that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is I promise not to put pictures up that were upsetting because I think we need to concentrate on the positive sides of what's going on. And so I'm going to add a few pictures in today because something I saw today was just like no words. So I've been in Black Mountain, Swannanoa, Fletcher, Chimney area. I just want to say that. And I've been out to Marshall and Burnsville and Spruce Pine. And so I wanted, like, that's what I'm going to talk about. And so the first thing is, as you would expect, the human being side of it is just amazing. As I've been saying, last night I had the opportunity to be in service doing medic work and herbal care work for a group of people that were both just people coming that just needed a break and practitioners as well. And I feel like that was overwhelmingly positive, just people supporting people and trying to do it in the most joyful way possible, considering. And so I think it's important to continue that thought. I'll put some pictures up that have to do with that, but it's just such a blessing to be in service and that something you do creates a little bit of joy or softness in somebody's life that's having a hard time. I consider that to be a privilege I'm super grateful for. And then today I needed to go to Marshall to check in. Marshall was hit really, really hard. And for the most part, it's just people in the holler helping each other. That the military and FEMA have shown up, but the amount of help they're giving in comparison to the people just mobilizing themselves and creating a chain network of help is not even comparable, that the people are helping each other. And so we were trying to just get mold and stuff stopped and houses torn up or down or cleared out. And there kept being this military helicopter flying over and going around in circles. And it just made me think about how it's so much like a war zone and they can't get away from it. We just need peace. Like if you have it in you to pray for peace, the other thing having to do with that is the temperatures are dropping. And so that's a new added adventure. The layers and the temperature dropping, and a lot of them are just staying outside in the mud in their yards, if you want to call them yards, and not wanting to leave their stuff because it needs to be policed in case people are coming in to take. And so that's an issue, but we're dealing with it. We're trying our best. And then I got to go to Burnsville today. Like there was a reason to go for the first time. And that's kind of what I was going to say and send pictures of that aren't so good. It is very hard hit, almost indescribable. Many, multiple feet of water swallowed up whole communities. So we're talking about 30, 40, 50, 60 feet high. Swallowed up, just wiped away full communities. Nothing left. And they're still trying to get into places there as they are Black Mountain. We'll talk about that in a minute. And so what I saw there was just heartbreaking. And I feel, based on what I saw and what we did, I feel like they're not getting as much external help. Supplies are definitely everywhere, but it's the physical presence of a human being that's needed. Because as bad off as my situation is without utilities, it's not as bad as theirs without an actual building or a single item left. And so I feel like I'm not as tired, and I know how exhausted I am at the end of each day, and I get to come to a building that is sheltering me. And I know that's not the case. And there's also still people stuck that are not reached yet. It looked like the river overtook many entrances to like holler communities, that then there was many people up on the mountain and in the hollers, so that they washed off like their only way to a main road. So they're just working on getting that going. Lots and lots of military everywhere. Again, I don't know if it's helpful. Lots of linesmen. I don't know if they're helping, because in the places that we had military and FEMA, they're doing their best. Like, I'm not blaming the military at all. I'm blaming that they have their hands tied. It's kind of like a bottleneck where the people are just doing. The people are rising above with all of it. And so that's nice to see neighbors doing that. And so it was just heartbreaking. But what I do want to say about that is I met a caregiver there, an acupuncturist, just because I got the blessing of that. And they helped me so much. They helped me tremendously. I was having a really hard time with one side of my body, and I got the opportunity for him to try to help me, and it was something that I was very grateful for. So I wanted to make sure I said that. Just so caring and so kind and so correct, and I'll put his information in the information below the video. And it was just so blessed. And he's staying out with his kids all day long, giving free care in a certain area that is giving out supplies. And so the idea of that, you know, his children are watching him be a good example and watching the community work together at a food pantry. And so I just thought it was a blessing, but on top of it, I got some really good care. And so that felt good to be able to report that. What I do want to say last is that my friends and family that are Black Mountain, Swannanoa, Fairview, like Bat Cave, Chimney Rock, I just want to say there's still people missing in both those places. There's still people missing, and I don't expect anyone to do anything. We're here doing our best to do it. And I just wanted you to keep that in your mind. There's still people missing. And then last but not least, my Florida family. Like, my Florida family, I'm so sorry that every place and everywhere that I love is a direct hit and really having a hard time. And so I'm sorry I'm not there. And only because of the graces of you all have I made it through up here. So the idea that I'm not there to help you is mortifying. So I'm sorry, and I'm praying for you, and I'm super grateful for the support that you have been given in thought and in hand. And I'm just so sorry. And we'll try to figure it out together. And I'll be back in a little bit to get supplies, and maybe I can help when I'm back. But thank you, and I'm grateful, and I'm sorry. So I think for the most part, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and send some pictures out with this as well. And so if anyone has any questions about certain areas, let me know. I know we're getting into that Chimney Rock area and that Swannanoa, Black Mountain, Fletcher, where they still have people up. And I might get called out to Burnsville again. But if you have questions about the area, let me know. And if they take this video down for some reason, I'll tell you. And thank you for your love and support. Be safe. Say prayers.